Rundle.
Yeah,
You okay?
yeah,
You need it? You need it?
I really want to. Oh, give me here. Just checking the whole survey line up right there.
Okay.
See where my is.
Okay.
Okay. No, they my list myself.
Okay, great. You want us to be seated now? For dinner?
Yeah, where you want to go? Hey, Maritza. Maritza. Maritza.
They're lining up.
Okay. You didn't get this side.
What?
You didn't get this side.
This
You
side?
got me
Oh,
straight on.
yeah.
But I'm gonna get this one.
judges can all squeeze in kind of tight. Do y'all feel like you're at a railroad crossing and those big long freight trains that never end? Come on.
Hear ye, hear ye, hear ye. This Circuit Court of the 11th Judicial Circuit in and for Miami-Dade County is now in session. The Honorable Judge Nushin Saber presiding. All persons having business before this court, come nigh, and you shall be heard. God save the United States of America and this honorable court.
Thank you, Lair. Good afternoon, family, friends, honored guests here and in the, I think, 3 overflow rooms we have going today and out there on our YouTube channel. Welcome to the investiture of the Honorable Ramiro Areces, Laura Cruz, Christina DiRaimondo, Zach James, Lody Jean, and Robert Watson as circuit judges of the 11th Judicial Circuit of Florida. It's taken a long time to say all their names, so periodically I'm going to refer to them as my term of endearment for them now, which is the Big Six. Please all remain standing as we ask our very own Circuit Judge Andrea Wolfson, who's also the Administrative Judge of the Circuit Criminal Division, and her very special assistants, daughter Mila, age 10, and son Raphael, age 7, of Judge Areces, Judge Cruz's daughters Lucy, age 9, and Madeline, age 7, Judge Diramundo's son Hunter, age 6, and daughter Olivia, age 16, Judge James' daughter Layla, age 12, and Austin, age 9, and Judge Jean's niece Madeline, age 12, and nephew Brandon, age 8. This could be the cutest pledge we've ever had. And everyone ready?
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you all so much. That was perfect. And now, as we continue to remain standing, I would like to welcome someone who really needs no introduction, my forever chief judge, and I'm going to say this was a little bit of a controversy because I refer to you as emeritus, and some people say it should be emerita. So I Googled it, and Google says that you don't have to distinguish between the masculine and the feminine, and I said it doesn't make a difference because she likes us to call her Empress. So, Bertila Soto for the invocation.
At least you know I'm still a diva. How exciting to be here today, which I didn't know you would be behind me, for the investiture of these 6 judges. Somehow I got the wrong memo and I thought it was only 5, but I learned this morning through our new chief judge by miracle that it was 6, because I kept my first memo and not my last memo, which is not a good thing. And this is a first in Miami-Dade that I know of, correct, Chief? All these?
Yes.
So this is a historic occasion because we usually do this one by one, and today we are here to congratulate and be with these 6 wonderful jurists. Please bow your head. May this day we be thankful for the ability to be here with family, friends, and colleagues to witness this historic investiture. This investiture is of 6 fantastic jurists. I tried, and you can put your head up because I'm going to kind of talk to you now. I was like, what am I going to say, and how do I talk about the 6 of them? So I started looking up groups of 5 because I thought you were 5. And, it was the Jackson 5 and whatever, and I'm like, nah. But then my daughter reminded me of the Power Rangers. And there were, at that time, they did grow to 6 people. It's you. It was 2 young teenage boys, 3 teenage boys, 2 teenage girls that were going to save the world. And so they are our Power Rangers. But Justice Labarga told me that you have to wear black. You cannot wear the colors like the Power Rangers. So your suits will not be as cool. You must wear black at all times. And your superpowers are the following. You all encompass all things, but I thought of what would I encompass just one word if I thought of you. So Judge Areces, I think of you as ethical. Judge Cruz, I think of you as someone with great temperament. Judge DiRaimondo, I think of you as someone with great honesty. And Judge James, I think of you as fairness. Hold on. And it's on the back. Judge Jean, I think of you as someone with courage. And Judge Watson, he has 2 superpowers because he's also Uncle Chuckles, if you were here at his first. So that's like his major superpower. But in addition to that, his knowledge that he brings as a judge. But on a more serious note, I was thinking about what I was going to talk about today, and you reminded me of my father. Because his dream as a community leader was that our judiciary be the makeup of the people that we live with in our community. And if you look, you are an incredibly diverse group of individuals, both man and woman, different cultures, different backgrounds, different religions. And that's a dream. And it's a dream that you are elevated in Miami-Dade. And it shows us how important Miami-Dade is, because Miami-Dade continues to push the envelope in Florida in making sure that we're all represented at the level of the judiciary. So I thank you for reminding me of that importance by asking me to preside on this invocation. We have all watched your work hard as county judges and now as circuit court judges. You are the future of our courts, and that future looks extremely bright with all of you. We look forward to your many successes in your judicial careers, and we ask that you continue to use your superpowers as judges, one case at a time. We wish you the best. Congratulations and Godspeed.
If everyone please be seated. On this very special day, we have some special guests who have joined us. Please stand as I call your name so that you can be recognized. And they're not going to clap until the end, but they're probably going to clap. Because I'm going to ask them not to, but they're probably going to clap anyway. So with that, let me begin with, from the Italian Consulate, Representative Andrea Natali. Andrea Natali. God, my Spanish accent's bad enough. Now my Italian's not good either. From the U.S. Department of Defense, Daniel Suarez, Deputy Inspector General. From, I shouldn't pause, I should just keep going. Richard Corcoran, our Education Commissioner from the state of Florida. Ambassador Carlos Trujillo. Vicky Mendez, our City Attorney, and I believe she is on our live stream, so hello, Vicky. Mayor Andre Pierre, where did I see him? There he is, from North Miami. Pedro Garcia, our property appraiser. U.S. District Judge Rodney Smith, who's our alum from County Court Secretary. From the Florida Supreme Court, Justice John Coriel. We have Judge Leslie Rothenberg, who's from the Circuit Court and the 3rd DCA, and was a former chief of the 3rd DCA, and I don't know where she is, but maybe she's on live stream or an overflow. Judge Frank Shepard, retired from the 3rd DCA and former chief judge of the 3rd DCA. Also from the 3rd DCA, we have Judge Alex Boker, Judge Bronwyn Miller, Judge Fleur Labrie. We clap extra for them because they review all of our decisions. Judge Jeffrey Kuntz, who's here via live stream, and he's from the 4th DCA. Bertie Soto's listed on here, but I already announced you. Do I have to announce you again? Yes, Empress, as former chief judge for 8 years. Retired Judge Celeste Muir. Retired Judge Gladys Perez from County Court. Dan Dolan, who's the Secretary of the American Board of Trial Advocates, Miami-Dade Chapter. There he is. Laura Dubdub, the Treasurer of the Caribbean Bar Association. Miriam Ramos, who's President-elect of the Cuban American Bar Association. She's also the attorney for City of Coral Gables. And Frances Gouache, who's the immediate past president. I think she's here via live stream. Hi, Frances. Sabrina Puglisi, Miami-Dade Bar Association president. Joseph Bogart, president of the Federalist Society Broward chapter. I see someone who's not listed, but should be listed. I think Morgan Levine here for the Florida Association of Women Lawyers, Miami chapter. Kevin Hellman, president of the Florida Association of Criminal Defense Lawyers, Miami chapter. Dory Foster Morales, past president of the Florida Bar. Is Rolly here? Rolly Sanchez Medina, who's on the Board of Governors. Maybe he's an overflow. Nakia Ruffin, who is one of our legal counsel, but also president of the Gwyneth Cherry Black Women Lawyers Association. Nadine Gideon, president-elect of the Haitian Lawyers Association. George Mestre, president of the Hispanic National Bar Foundation and also a member of the 11th Circuit JNC. Eric Bluestein, who's the president, and Elliot Kulu, who's past president of the Miami-Dade Trial Lawyers Association. Trinette Zarin, who's president-elect of the Miami Lakes Bar Association. Yeah, get comfortable, folks, because there's more. Augusto Pereira, immediate past president of the South Miami Kendall Bar Association. Travis Randolph, who's president of Wilkie D. Ferguson Jr. Bar Association. Travis is here with us on live stream. Richard Cooper is executive director of the Miami-Dade County League of Cities, and I believe Richard might either be an overflow or also live stream. Stedman Stahl, president of the South Florida Police Benevolent Association. I know he was. Oh, there he is. Okay. And Orlando Gonzalez is executive director of SAVE. And if I forgot anyone, please let Eunice know or send me a text, someone, and I will make sure that you get announced. Sorry? Oh, Dan, how did Dan not even make it on there? He's right there in front of my face. Dan Norby, former general counsel for Governor Scott. And was there a governor before that? I want to say, did you tail end on the back there? No? By the way, I told them all, I don't want you to do this, so someone send me a text, and they're not listening already. So, Eric Fernandez, I'm sorry, is he here also? I forgot to announce him. So sorry. Yeah, I'm not there yet. Who did that come from? From you, Larry? Yeah. People. I got this. Also here today, we have members of our court family, our extended court family. We have Carlos Martinez, our public defender. Larry's reminding me that I didn't call Kathy. Of course I'm not going to miss Kathy. Catherine Fernandez Rundle, our state attorney. On behalf of Eugene Zenobia, our regional counsel, we have Annette Gomez. On behalf of Harvey Reuben, our clerk of courts, we have Mr. Mark Martinez. I've actually been remiss the last few investitures for forgetting to thank the County Internal Services Department, Adrian Callwood, who's our building manager here at the REG, and his staff, who have been moving and replacing furniture and making this venue possible while the Dade County Courthouse has been closed. So thank you so much to Adrian and his team from ISD. And finally, supporting our day-to-day court operations with their expertise and wisdom. The judiciary is nothing without them. We have Sandy Garcia, our deputy trial court administrator, and Pat Gladson, our general counsel. Our audio-visual team, Louis, Lowen, Michael, Juan Antonio. They've just, I don't know how they've been doing it, but they've been doing an incredible job getting us to be able to broadcast this to friends and family and people in the community, honestly, who can't be here. So they've been doing a wonderful job. So thank you to them. And Amy Garcia, who's the director of operations here in REG, and she's been getting all kinds of emails from me about making sure things get done. So thank you, Amy. And Eunice Sigler, our public information officer, and Marissa Gavica, our deputy public information officer, who, again, make these investitures possible. And this one was a big one, so thank you to both of them. Before we begin with the program, I just wanted to point out that in the Richard E. Gersten Justice Building, this is a friendly place, and all these judges have begun their judicial careers here. A couple of them, Judge Cruz, Judge DiRaimondo, began their legal careers here, like many of us. And in the last weeks, this building has lost two people who were very special to all of us in this community, and all the judges who work here know because they were both in all courtrooms at all times. One of them is Assistant Public Defender Erica Gersten, who represented mental health defendants and did an incredible job and was very sadly and tragically passed away about a month or so ago. And just earlier this week, Alex Michaels, who, those of you who know Alex Michaels, if you even spent a week in this building, you have an Alex Michaels story. And those are both really tough losses and people who really were part of the fabric of this building. And for those of you who don't work here, I know it's not the prettiest building. We've got tape and stuff on the floors trying to make sure no one falls over. But it is a building with just a tremendous amount of heart. And I like to think that a lot of the people that we've lost over the years are with us here today, especially on a day like today where we all get to celebrate something so wonderful. With that, I'm now going to turn over the mic to past president of the Florida Bar and someone who also grew up in this Richard E. Gersten Justice Building, past president, esteemed attorney, and good friend of the courts. Please welcome Dory Foster Morales.
Good afternoon. May it please the court, Chief Judge Safety, and of course, in alphabetical order, the Honorable Ramiro Areces, the Honorable Shearon Cruz, the Honorable Christina Diramundo, the Honorable Zachary James, the Honorable Lody Jean, and of course, the Honorable Robert Watson, who is bringing up the rear of the alphabet. And of course, all the other judges that are here today. It's so exciting to be in this courtroom on this day with all of these wonderful people who I feel like are part of my extended legal career and family. It is really my honor and pleasure to be here on behalf of the Florida Bar. And it's over 108,000 members. It grows and it grows. To come before this court on this beautiful day in this beautiful ceremonial courtroom to bring greetings on behalf of the bar as my role as PP. That's what we call past presidents, PP. Which in Florida bar lingo means past president. In my world, it also meant pandemic president and pajama president. So you pick PP, but I'm the PP today. And as the PP, I wanted to personally welcome and congratulate all the judges. It's really remarkable to be here today with you all, being invested along with their family and friends who are here in this courtroom and three, overflow courtrooms are here virtually. We're celebrating a really significant occasion in the lives of these six judges, and in the life of in our world, because we've never done this before. And like La Reina, when I thought of what I could say to reflect properly on six amazing judges who have all kind of grown up together and have now ascended to the circuit court together, I realized it was going to be really hard and would take a really long time to say something special about each and every one of them, although there are so many connections. And I always say at these investitures, we're also connected here in Miami. As big as we are, We are the largest circuit with the most judges. I could tell you a story about each and every one of them that I am connected to, and I know that you all are the same. Whether it's, trying cases in front of Ramiro's mother and remembering him growing up. But we all are connected. Sorry, youngster. But what I kept coming back to is that this is a first. It's a first for me and for our circuit and probably for the state of Florida, where there are 6 judges that are going through this investiture at one time. And these judges were all appointed to the circuit court during the pandemic. And we have all waited, we as a community and we as their family and friends, for this special day to celebrate their ascension and this investiture. And while most of us here today, not the family and friends maybe, but most of us here today have been to a lot of investitures. And they're traditionally very special, unique days for one judge. And they're not mass events. They're just not that, we don't do them that way. But as with everything in this pandemic, it's changed everything. There's a backlog of investitures, just like there's a backlog of cases. And these 6 judges came together, all of whom sit on the criminal bench, except for Christina Diramundo, who we were lucky to have on the family court. And they decided, and they affirmatively sought to address the backlog by doing this investiture together, forever uniting them by sharing this special day. And I dare say none of us that sit here today watching this beautiful event believe that this is any less special because they're doing it together. And in fact, it's not just theirs alone, but maybe it's a little more special, a little more unique. And in thinking about this pandemic investiture, it reminded me that we all, the bar, the court system, and in particular this circuit where I have practiced law for 28 years, came together during this pandemic so that the justice system could continue to function despite having to do so in new and creative ways, which we all refer to as the new normal. And I don't know about you guys, but I've gotten pretty comfortable with the new normal. Whether it's joint investitures, which I think are pretty cool, with the ability for folks that maybe are infirm or have daycare issues who can attend virtually so that everyone can watch these events, and that these are sort of special times. A lot of people have asked me in the last year, and I see Justice Curiel there, and I'm always glad to see him. But a lot of people, including a lot of the judges on the Supreme Court, justices on the Supreme Court, say, were you disappointed by having to be president during the pandemic? And all I can say is, no, I didn't know anything else. That's all I knew. And quite frankly, this is what I've come to know. And I think this is all we all know right now. And so I'm not sure that I certainly don't feel like I was gypped or disappointed, and I don't think you guys should feel gypped or disappointed. And I'm sure that they feel the same as I do. And maybe, just maybe, this joint investiture, including all this virtual attendance, is our new normal. And maybe, just maybe, the camaraderie that we see here today from these fabulous 6 jurists will continue in the future, and that they're blazing a new trail that we can all be so proud of. So in closing, each of these judges has an incredible story. And I know that each of them has a story that's worthy of telling. But today, I want to thank them for making this a joint story, born of joint friendship and camaraderie in this new normal. So again, on behalf of the 108,000 members of the Florida Bar, congratulations, Judges Areces, Cruz, Diramundo, James, Jean, and Watson. And thank you so much for allowing me to speak on this special day. I look forward to watching you each flourish on the bench.
Thank you so much, Dory. A couple more VIP announcements. We have Scott Westheimer, who's the Florida Bar, gosh, buckle in. Our Florida Bar Board of Governors. And we also have Alcanese Finellis, who's Florida Bar Board of Governors Young Lawyers Division. And we also have the president of the Haitian Lawyers Association, Vladimir St. Louis. Probably in an overflow. And next, I'd like to invite up President of the Miami-Dade Bar, Sabrina Puglisi, who is also, again, a veteran of the Richard E. Gersten Justice Building, carrying a whole lot of books.
I'm feeling very holy today as I have lots of different books. I'm covered at all angles. Chief Judge, judges, the Big Six, family, friends. Where do I begin to describe all the wonderful qualities that these 6 judges embody? It would be difficult and very time-consuming to do that, and I only have 2 minutes. So, let's talk about their similarities first. Well, 3 out of the 6 went either to undergrad or to law school at UM. Go Canes. 3 out of 6 worked at big law firms, Cobra Kim, Jordan Byrd, Milland, Russin, and Budwick. 5 out of 6 currently serve in the criminal division. 5 out of 6 are former prosecutors, either assistant state attorneys, assistant U.S. attorney, or the SAUSA, special assistant U.S. attorney. All 6 are litigators, though, and that is why they all understand the importance of justice and fairness for each and every person that appears before them, whether it is a litigant, a victim, a defendant, attorney. They treat everyone with respect and fairness, and they take the time to listen and deliver a just decision. It is also why they thrive in the courtroom, because each and every one of them feels at home in this building or this type of courtroom. Now, while they all have similarities, they also are unique and individual. And so I asked each of them, could they just tell me something about themselves that maybe other people may not know? So, starting with Judge Watson, he has been to every Spanish or Portuguese-speaking South American country. He also, while shopping at Banana Republic, ran into the former First Lady, Clinton, and her daughter, Chelsea. Judge Lody Jean, while she was growing up in Haiti, she was addicted to All My Children. She watched every episode. She loves it so much that she and her sister named their puppy Erica after Erica Kane. Judge Laura Cruz, her grandfather was a criminal court judge in Memphis. And even though his last name was Harsh, yeah, that's true. He had a good reputation, and there's even a blues song written about him from 1928. Judge Zach James, he broke his kneecap right before he started law school. And in order to get to school every day, his mom drove him. Just like when he was a little boy. But he persevered, and despite the fact that he has a screw in his kneecap, he has completed over 3 full marathons and about a dozen half marathons. Right. Definitely an overachiever. Judge Areces. He and a group of his friends regularly go to a local dive bar every week, and they play a trivia game, and they're actually very good at it. And I had to mention this because this is a funny story. When he was in law school and was an applicant for a job, the employer invited him and a few others to his house. And suddenly he said, I want everybody to tell me a fun fact about yourself. And he looked at him and said, let's start with you. And so he came up with something, doesn't really remember it, definitely wasn't very fun or interesting. And then after him, the girl proceeded to say, oh, I used to live in Africa and I had a pet camel. Needless to say, he did not get that job, but I think you've done pretty well for yourself. Judge Diramundo. She gets made fun of regularly because she goes to bed very early. Her friends are always telling her that, but it's probably from her days of when she used to be a figure skater, which I did not know because I was a figure skater, and so we have bonded over that. At the end of the day, the citizens of Miami-Dade County are so lucky to have these 6 judges, because while they are the same, they are different, and it's all that uniqueness that makes them so wonderful to serve our community. And so, on behalf of the Miami-Dade Bar Association, with all this holiness that I am carrying, I am honored to be able to bestow these constitutions, a Torah, and Bibles to all of our judges, Judge Watson, Judge Jean, Judge James, Judge DiRaimondo, Judge Cruz, and Judge Areces.
Thank you so much, Sabrina. So normally, when there's one judge here, we have their plaques, and I bestow the plaques that were gifts from the bar associations to them. But today, the plaques were in a mountainous pile that was going to bury me, and so we put them back in Judge Wolfson's chambers. So judges, when you are done, please go to Judge Wolfson's chambers. You have plaques from the Conference of Circuit Court Judges. You also have plaques from CABA, Cuban American Bar Association, the Florida Association of Criminal Defense Lawyers, and from ABOTA as well, the American Board of Trial Advocates. So lots of gifts for you in your new offices. And now for personal remarks on behalf of the judge's family and friends. Normally you'd have some other speakers. Today you have me. It's a lot of me today, folks, a lot of me. So it's always an honor to preside over an investiture, and I can say that even though I've only been chief for 5 months. I've had, I think this is my 5th or 6th. And as Dory was referring to a backlog, one of the first things I tried to figure out once we were sort of coming out of pandemic, leg 1, was Judge Soto, so how many investitures were canceled, and what do we have to do? And when we figured it out, I was behind 22. So when I heard after I started trying to get the judges to pick their dates based on their seniority, and I get an email from the Big 6 saying that they want to share one ceremony. I was immediately thrilled. I thought, wow, that takes me right down to like only 15. But I also just thought it would be fun, and I don't think I'm the most fun person on the planet, but stuff like this, I was like, oh my gosh, it's gonna be so much fun. And Eunice right away was like, just utter, if you all know Eunice, it was panic. And I'm sure she was like, geez, Safey's chief, and we're already having, the world is coming down. But I think that in the weeks that have unfolded since, as we've all been working together, everyone from AV, from sites, certainly Eunice and Marissa, have had so much fun with this crew. And it really has been, as much as it's a chaotic day today, I want you all to look at the back of your programs, that program photo. You're not going to see that with other judges. It's special for today, but it really, I wanted us all to almost have a theme song as we walked in when I saw that picture, because it looked like a Friends episode or something. But there have been a lot of planning and Zooms and diagrams and rehearsals and seating charts, and it's been a bit of chaos. But if there's one thing that I've learned in my time on this earth, and certainly in my time as chief, it's that a good life is often filled with happy chaos. And it's perfectly imperfect or imperfectly perfect, and today is that kind of day for the 11th Judicial Circuit, a really good day. These 6 judges, as you've already heard, were all appointed to the county bench at similar times, then elevated from the county bench to circuit, again, close in time and at lightning speed. If it wasn't for the pandemic, you would have noticed just how fast they all elevated to circuit court. It seems like just the other day we were eating tacos in the DCC library for Judge Watson's first investiture. I don't know if y'all remember that, but it seems like yesterday. Choosing to share this day with each other, that says a lot about them as individuals, but it also says a lot about our bench. You hear about judges getting quote-unquote robitis, acting kind of hoity-toity. These 6 are truly special. They are making us all look good. I could not be prouder. In my 5 short and yet very long months as chief, I have realized that the job of justice, and certainly the job of judging, is very much a team sport, and these 6 have truly exemplified that. As I go through my days as chief judge, I interact with many lawyers and agencies, and I often hear from people about what they like to see in a judge. And it's typically the same things: punctuality, kindness, consideration, preparation, hard work, and decisiveness. The big 6 embody all the qualities of good judges. And I know this because they all came to me at the Richard E. Gersten building with good reputations from the county bench, and they all lived up to my high expectations. So as this day approached, I thought about how I could make this day special for each of you and your loved ones, and how I could make it more personal. And Sabrina kind of stole my, well, I guess it's not, it's a good idea, but the good news is that the fun facts that Sabrina got, but for one, are different than the fun facts I got. So you get the opportunity to know even more about these judges. Because we all get to know them as judges, but we don't always get to know them as people. And one of the things I said to one of them the other day is, I think it's really important for the community, and certainly the legal community, to get to know a little bit about us and to know that we are human beings. So I'm going to slowly give you all a list of fun facts without telling you right away who it applies to. And see if you can guess, and then I'll give you the big reveal. And I want you all to know an investiture is a dignified event, even with me in charge, still. So I'm going to try hard to refrain from asking you all to shout out your answers, but I kind of secretly want you to, like a Jeopardy game, but please don't do that. You can keep your own scores in your heads to see how well you know our judges. So I'm going to begin, and I'm also going to tell you to, the judges didn't all want me to do this. I'm not going to tell you who did or who didn't, but this is my doing. So if there's anyone who doesn't think it was right or appropriate, that's on me. Please don't blame any of them. So one of our judges is an accomplished equestrian. Who could it be? It's Judge Laura Cruz. One of our judges is married to a veterinarian dermatologist, which I happened to need her recently because I had a bad case of ringworm from, I don't know, is Simon here? No, she's on virtual. Judge Simon, don't ever take care of Judge Simon's stray kittens, because next thing you know, you will have a ringworm infestation in your house, and that would be Judge Zachary James. One of our judges this was the one that Sabrina stole my thunder, so it's a freebie. One of our judges was born and raised in Haiti. Lody Jean. This is a good one. One of our judges has a mom who once sold a piano to Italian opera star Andrea Bocelli. Wow. Christina DiRaimondo. One of these judges had 2 adorable nieces who stole the show during the county court investiture, and they report that their Uncle Chuckles has still not gotten a dog. Unfortunately, they couldn't be here with us today. They're going to be able to watch remotely, and that's Judge Robert Watson. One of our judges is a deadhead. Some of you were like, what's a deadhead? So the young people out there, the Grateful Dead is a band. I also have to point out that this judge edified me. I'm a big John Mayer fan. I don't know if those of you out there know. John Mayer is now tours with the Grateful Dead. But to all of you who think that John Mayer is part of the Grateful Dead, no. Google Jerry Garcia, and then you'll know the whole picture. I don't know about the rest of you. This is probably my most favorite fun fact, and that would be that Judge Ramiro Areces is, in fact, an avid fan of the Grateful Dead. And right now, he's so upset that he shared that with me. One of our judges has known their spouse since age 7. And it took, a good 20 years of courtship, but he finally locked that down, Judge James. Well done. One of our judges who has, I think, impeccable taste in movies, favorite movie is Wedding Crashers. I'm hoping most of us, it's easily one of the top 10 best movies of all time. Judge Diramundo. One of these judges went to Georgetown undergrad like me, but unlike me, this judge reads United States Supreme Court opinions for fun. Judge Robert Watson, yeah. 2 of our judges have family members that are also circuit judges. Judge Diramundo also known as the wife of Judge Tom Bull, and Judge Areces, who we've already heard is the son of Judge Areces. One of our judges has family members that are doctors that delivered another circuit colleague's babies. Zach James, father and brother, and is Michelle here? No, but Michelle, who has a lot of kids, has kept those doctors busy. One of our judges met their spouse at the state attorney's office, working for Ms. Fernandez Rundle, and when assigned to the same division, and not just the same division, same very, very small, tiny office, that was the scene of their courtship. And a great test, honestly, for compatibility, because if you can survive in that small office, the rest will be easy, and that will be Judge Laura Cruz. This is the last one, and I think this could be tough. Let's see how we're going to do on this one. One of our judges is a football fanatic and a beer connoisseur. Lody Jean. I did not see that one coming. So thank you all for playing, and thank you all to assisted me in gathering this information. And for those of you that gave me some really good stuff that I couldn't share, please understand that it's a day where we have to maintain some decorum. And now for the oath of office and robing, I would like to introduce you again, yes, to me. It is me again. It's a lot of me. So if my judges could, my big six could please join me down in front of the podium, and we will get this going. We can always hear. All right, please all raise your right hands and repeat after me. I state your name.
I, Ramiro Areces.
I, Laura Cruz. I, Christina Diramundo.
I, Zach James.
I, Lody Jean.
I, Robert Watson.
Do solemnly swear
Do solemnly swear
that I will support, protect, and defend
that I will support, protect, and defend
the Constitution and government of the United States of America
the Constitution and government of the United States of America
and of the state of Florida,
and of the state of Florida,
that I am qualified to hold office
that I am qualified to hold office
under the Constitution of the state of Florida,
under the Constitution of the state of Florida,
and that I will well and faithfully perform
and that I will well and faithfully perform
the duties of judge of the Circuit Court
the duties of judge of the Circuit Court
of the 11th Judicial Circuit of the state of Florida,
of the 11th Judicial Circuit of the state of Florida,
on which I am now about to enter.
on which I am now about to enter.
So help me God.
So help me God.
Congratulations. All right, and now for robing, we're going to go one at a time. And if I could welcome back to the podium Judge Areces with his children, Mila and Raphael, his wife Alina, father Ramiro, and mother, also known as Judge Barbara Areces. And while they're doing that, I'd also like to recognize from the Florida Supreme Court, JNC, Harut Samra, and Hans Atenat, who's the City of North Miami attorney. Judge Cruz. Laura Cruz, you're up. Judge Cruz, will be rowed by her husband, Eric Cruz, and her daughters, if you can welcome back, Lucy and Madeline. Judge DiRaimondo, husband, AKA Judge Tom Rabull, her son Hunter Bradley, daughter Olivia Rabull, sister Gianna, and her parents. I think her mother's with us virtually, and her father, Louis DiRaimondo. I love how quiet the crowd is through this. This is good. Zach James, you're up. Zach, you ready? Judge James, his wife, Dr. Danielle James, and his children, Layla and Austin, and his parents, Linda and Jeffrey James. We rehearsed everything except for that part right there. Judge Jean, with again her niece Madeline and nephew Brandon, her mom Marie Jean Farah, and her sister Paula Quezada. And Judge Watson, his brother, Dr. Eric Watson, and I tried to get his nieces out of school and on FaceTime, but apparently I have no power in the state of California. His nieces, Geneva 10 and Sienna 11, are certainly here with Uncle Chuckles in spirit. And now for personal remarks by the judges. You guessed it, it's me. But I want you to pretend that I'm the six of them. They really wanted to make sure that we kept the program as brief as possible, and again, in the true spirit of teamwork and camaraderie, they joined together and came up with one collective statement so that they wouldn't have to do too much repetition. So this is from them. Thank you all very much. On behalf of the six of us, I want to thank you all for coming to this special event. One thing that we have all learned during our time on the bench is that we are all stronger when we work together, and we are so excited to mark the occasion of our Circuit Court investitures together as a group of colleagues and friends. While our paths to the bench varied, there are many people we have in common who we all want to thank for helping us to get where we are and for helping us every day in the fulfillment of our duties. So rather than all of us thanking these people individually, before each of us deliver our personal remarks, we as a group wanted to thank the following people. Thank you to Governor Ron DeSantis. Thank you to the current and former counsel to Governor DeSantis, Joe Jaco, Jason Gonzalez, Dan Norby, who's here with us today, Nick Primrose, and James Uthmeyer. Thank you to the current and former members of the 11th Circuit Judicial Nominating Commission. I know some of them are here today. Miranda Soto, Robert Fernandez, Walter Harvey, Scott Diamond, Hayden O'Byrne, Robert Pardo, Jesus Suarez, Jorge Mestre, Pedro Allende, David Axelman, Daniel Fridman, Paul Huck Jr., Christine Hernandez, Hans Attenat, and Luis Suarez. I think Luis is here too. There he is. Thank you all for placing your trust and confidence in each of us. Thank you to Chief Judge Emeritus, aka Emerita, Bertila Soto, for leading us in the invocation today and for your incredible leadership for 8 years as our Chief Judge. Thank you to Judge Andrea Wolfson for leading us all in the Pledge of Allegiance and for your support and guidance to each of us as Administrative Judge of the Circuit Criminal Division. This part's weird. Thank you to Chief Judge Nushin Saifi for swearing us in, for your friendship, for your leadership, both as Chief Judge and your previous role as Administrative Judge of the Circuit Criminal Division. Thank you to Dory Foster Morales and Sabrina Puglisi for your kind words today. And thank you to all the people who we work with every day, our court clerks and calendar clerks, the probation officers, correction staff, court reporters, the attorneys from the State Attorney's Office, the Public Defender's Office, Regional Counsel, and the private defense bars, and all of our colleagues in both Circuit Court and County Court. Enormous gratitude to all of our administrative office of the court folks, but especially the audiovisual insights folks who made today possible. And a very special shout out to Eunice Ziegler and Marissa Gavica. For their Herculean efforts in making this day so special for all of us. The judges will now each get a chance to make their own remarks, so please remember that while it was me who just spoke, pretend it was each of the 6 honorees. They wanted to keep things, again, as brief as possible to be mindful of your time, so you will not be hearing them repeat the people I just thanked on their behalf. And we're going to begin with Judge Ramiro Areces.
Do I just pick on these? Okay. Thank you, Judge Saifi. All right. I've been blessed to have had the opportunity to do this job for about 3.5 years now, 2 years at the circuit level. And it still on occasion feels surreal. It's hard to recognize the feeling that this is still relatively new with what feels like a lifetime of experiences and friendships. Not long ago, when we all shut down, I think we all realized that we had maybe taken the idea of access to the courts for granted, and there were a few things that came into focus for me. The first is how much we all depend on each other. And I don't just mean the judges, but I mean also defense attorneys, the state, probation officers, correction officers, our court reporters, interpreters, JAs and bailiffs. We need all of these people in order to keep the system moving, and we're lucky to work with such a large group of really talented, hardworking people. Second, I think there was a greater focus, at least for me, on what it means to be a judge and what it means to do this job. There's fidelity to the law, providing a forum for the resolution of grievances, compassion, and the administration of justice. And it doesn't matter whether you're doing that in a courtroom with a robe on or from your iPhone with a fake background. If you're focused on those things, then you're focused on the right things. That said, it's good to be back to something that resembles normal, and it's been my honor to serve in whatever capacity, in physical form or digital. And I thank God for giving me the opportunity to do this job. I thank my family, my friends, my colleagues for allowing me to take advantage of that opportunity, and hopefully I can continue to do this job for many years to come. Thank you all.
And Judge Cruz.
Yes, let me sort through the stack of speeches really quickly to find my own. think that Judge Areces set the bar for brevity. And we have been given a strict limit here, so I want to take a moment to thank you all for being here and just take a moment to actually be in this space right now because it has taken a long time to actually get to this investiture. I'm so grateful to be doing this with my colleagues, and I'm so grateful to all of you for being here. I'm also grateful to all of you who are here in YouTube land, including most of my family and friends who did not come down to Miami for this investiture, and who are watching us through the magic of YouTube right now. So hello to all of my family and friends who are not in Miami. I'm giving a special shout out to my sister who is in Memphis right now at the Public Defender's Office, hopefully not in court, watching this on YouTube right now. For those of you who don't know, I was appointed to the circuit bench in August of 2019. So I have been wearing this robe in this courthouse for well over 2 years, waiting for this moment to come. So very glad to be here. This was scheduled at the beginning of April of last year, but obviously it didn't happen. And I, alongside all of my fellow judges, have spent the last 21 months dealing with court during COVID. Often chaotic, often stressful, sometimes rewarding, always interesting. So putting on this robe no longer feels ceremonial. It's how I've started my day every day here since 2019. But even if this robing is a little anticlimactic, and even if the robe itself might have a few worn threads, I'm nevertheless so happy to be gathered here with all of you and my favorite colleagues, the Big Six. I'm so glad that we're doing this as a group to celebrate today. I have only a few minutes and so many people to thank, and many of those were mentioned in Judge Safey's speech, and yesterday she gave us very specific instructions not to cheese each other out. I'm not really sure what that meant, but I know what the instructions meant, so I'm not going to go over any of those. So please do know that all the people who were mentioned were from all of us. I would like to thank a few others specifically, without whom I would not be wearing this robe today. In particular, thank you to Ambassador Carlos Trujillo for always going to the mat for me, and for bringing Commissioner Corcoran to visit the illustrious Gersten building today. Thank you to Marlene Quintana, who I know is watching out on YouTube, hopefully maybe taking a break from her federal hearings today, for all of your invaluable advice. Thank you to Catherine Fernandez Rundle, Jose Arrojo, Alex Miranda, Jesus Suarez, Representative Juan Fernandez Barquin, Harut Samra, Luis Suarez, Marcia Hansen, Jose Diaz, Nilda Pedroso, Jason Rodriguez, David Rothman, Dean Nickus, Jenny and Rudy Ruiz, Robert and Ashley Thornburg. Thank you to all the judges who have helped me along the way, specifically Gina Beavides, Miguel De La O, Scott Bernstein, DJ Canava, and Miriam Lair, and all of my wonderful administrative judges, Bertie Soto, Nushin Safey, Andrea Wolfson, Carol Kelly, and Linda Stein. And I want to say a special thank you to my co-judge who is out there somewhere, Bill Allfield, who is here with his wife today. I think that we are the only co-judges in Miami-Dade County, maybe the state of Florida. So I'm giving a special shout out and thank you to Bill Allfield. We have been doing something that I think that nobody else is doing right now, so thank you. And for all the people who I have not mentioned, this is a short speech, so please know that I'm grateful to you all. Since my last investiture in 2018, I've worked with so many wonderful staff in the several different courthouses. I'm not going to go through them all, but I want to tell everyone in my North Day Justice Court family, my Domestic Violence Court family, and my REG Court family how grateful I am for all the hard work that you've put in to make all of our courts run smoothly, especially during the past 2 years. Right over here, sitting in the corner over here, is the best bailiff that any judge could ask for. Stood up. Saltaire Olivier, most of us know him as Ollie. I almost want to tell him to stand up and take a bow, but I know he's too humble to do that. But I could dedicate this entire speech to him and to his work ethic. He shows up here before 7 every day. He never missed a single day during COVID. He takes care of me every day, day in and day out. Ollie is my right hand, and I don't know what I would do without him. If you want to know how amazing he is, take a look in our chambers at all of his bailiff awards, including his COVID Hero Award. Thank you, Ollie. You make coming to work a pleasure every day. I have a new JA as of last week who's seated next to him. Her name is also Laura. When I hired her, I told her that she could be assured of how impressed I was by her, by the fact that I was willing to deal with the confusion of having a JA with the same name as me. So welcome to REG. I hope that our next year is a good one. And finally, to the most important people in my life, my family. At my last investiture, I was able to give that full tearjerker speech. I cried, they cried, the courtroom cried. I'm not doing that today. I just want to thank my parents who were there on YouTube for all that they have done for me, and to say thank you to my husband, Eric, and my daughters, Lucy and Madeline. We as a family deal with the daily consequences of my choices to pursue this career. I love my career, but I know that my husband vacillates, probably daily, between pride and exasperation. My daughters do too in their own way. I know that the brunt of the early calendars and the long trial days falls on them. But I want to thank them for supporting me, even on days that they may not want to. And I live for the days that I overhear my daughters telling a friend or teacher with pride about what their mom does for a living. I love my job. I can't imagine doing anything else. I'm so grateful to be here. I'm so grateful to all of you. Thank you again to all who have helped me along the way, and I will see you all at the reception, hopefully.
Judge DiRaimondo.
Let me just find my folder. I just want to thank everyone for being here today, for me, for all 6 of us. I feel so grateful to be standing here again. I really can't believe almost 4 years have gone by since I first became a judge in my last investiture. So much has happened in my life during this time. I married the love of my life, Tom Ribble, and I gained 2 wonderful daughters, Sophia and Olivia. Those who have been through this process know that it takes an army of loyal friends to put any person up here. No one gets here alone. Thank you to everyone who made calls, sent letters, emails, and just sat with me in preparation. There are a number of people who went way beyond the call of duty. I want to first thank Fernandez Rundle, who gave me my first job. Without her belief in me, I wouldn't be standing here today. Kathy, I'm forever grateful for your friendship and trust in me. So many wonderful things happened in my life while I was working for Kathy. I made 2 of my best friends, and I learned how to be a trial lawyer. Dawn, thank you for all of your love, support, and guidance in everything I do. You have been my #1 cheerleader and believed in me since day one. I love you, Dee Dee. I don't know what I would do without you. Laura, thank you for being one of my greatest sounding boards and always standing by me. I'm so blessed to have you in my life. I also want to thank Ariana Fajardo-Orshan, who was so kind to me during this process and reassuring. My first time at Judicial College, I met an amazing woman, Judge Charlika Navarro, and we became fast friends. I know she's watching on YouTube right now, and I'm just so lucky to have you in my life. Luis Suarez, where are you? You have been one of my greatest champions since day one. Thank you. Manny Cadre, thank you for always being in my corner and having my back. Deborah Baker and Elisa D'Amico, 2 incredibly accomplished women. Thank you for always being such great friends to me. Alex Boker, who's like one of my girlfriends. Thank you for being such a great sounding board and for pushing me to apply when I did. Thank you to judges Fleur Labrie, Denise Beamer, and John Beamer for all of your help during this process. Miguel De La O, where are you? Thank you for being such a loyal friend to me for all of these years. Carmen Molster, my judicial assistant, and my right hand, who I don't know what I would do without, and Mario Leon, my bailiff. You both are the absolute best and take such good care of me. We really are such a strong team, and I just thank you for making me look good every day. To my childhood friends, Megan Grimbert, Megan Petchel, and Jackie Carmona, who are like sisters to me, who have been with me for the last 25 years through the good times and bad. I love you all so much. Jackie, of course you have to get a special shout out. Thank you for being you. You are a rock star. Who would have ever thought when we were in high school our professional worlds would collide? And thank you for not sharing any of those stories with Nushin for the fun facts. I'm so lucky to have you by my side to navigate life and everything that it throws at us. Frank and Gina Milton, thank you for your friendship. Last, but certainly not least, my family. Thank you to my in-laws, Patrick and Ida Rabul, for being here today. My parents, Louis DiRaimondo and Lisa Diramundo, I had you two as the best hardworking role models. Things weren't always easy, and I learned from hard work, even in the most difficult times, that anything is possible. I love you both. My little sister Gianna, thank you for putting up with me and for always dropping everything to be there for me and my family. You were always there to help and support, especially with Hunter and now the girls. I love you. Sophia and Olivia's here. Sophia is going to be watching on YouTube because she's finishing her last final exam and flying home tomorrow. One of the best parts of marrying your dad is that I get to be in your lives. You two are amazing young women, and I'm so proud of you. I love you both. Hunter. My last investiture, you were 2.5 and ended up outside of the room watching PJ Masks, which are so over now. We're all about Five Nights at Freddy's in my house. The best thing about having a second investiture is you being a real part of it, even though I had to bribe you with a bunch of toys and we're going to Walmart in the morning so that you would wear a suit today. Being your mom is everything to me. I'm so proud of you and I love you to the moon and back, Hunterini. I'm so lucky to be your mom. Tom, I'm so happy to be able to share my love for you and our family with everyone. I feel so lucky to be so loved by you. You are such a wonderful husband to me, father to the girls, and stepfather to Hunter. I am so proud and grateful for our beautiful family we have created together. Thank you for being my rock. I love you. I love my job for so many reasons, because I'm constantly able to grow. I've had the privilege of sitting in the civil division of the county court and in both the circuit, family, and criminal divisions. But the number one reason is that I get to serve our community where I was born and raised. Thank you, everyone, for being here today for me and for the 6 of us.
Judge James.
How's everybody doing? All right, 3 down, 3 to go. Everybody ready for the party? All right, I know that the Areces, Cruz, and DiRaimondo crowds are ready for the reception now, and Judges Jean and Watson's crowds are ready to hear from Lody and Robert, so I'm going to do my best to keep it short and sweet and get right to the thank yous. To everybody here, thank you all so much for being here to celebrate this day with us. It means the world. I want to personally thank everybody who supported me in my quest to become a judge and in my efforts to retain this very privileged position. I want to recognize my colleagues from the Domestic Violence Division from County Court. I am so honored to have been part of your team. Thank you for your friendship, your camaraderie, your support, your advice, the incredible work you all do every day. And thank you for letting me stay on our group text. Even though I left for circuit court a 1.5 years ago, I just really like being part of your group. There are so many people who got me to this day. There are far too many people to thank by name. I just hope you all know how truly grateful I am to all of you. During my time in the Domestic Violence Division, I had the honor of presiding over the mental health calendar. Since I moved to circuit court, I continue to preside over the mental health calendar with my colleague, Andrea Wolfson. In the mental health court, we work with people every day who are diagnosed with serious mental illnesses who need help and treatment. We give them individualized treatment plans. We set them up with community-based resources that they can use for as long as they need, including when they're done with our program. The people who graduate from our program, and the vast majority do, leave our program so much better off than how they came in. It's proven that because of programs like this, crime rates go down, and people with mental illness have a chance at a much, much better life. I'm just a very small player in the program. I want to recognize the extraordinary work of all of the people in the mental health team. If anybody here questions whether there can be redemption, whether there can be rehabilitation, just look at the work that these people do every day. Working with you all has been some of the most rewarding and fulfilling work of my career. Thank you. I want to recognize the people in my regular division who help me out every day. My probation officer, Pamela Wesley George, my court clerk, Jose Lopez, my calendar clerk, Crystal Dawson, my court reporter, Sabrina DeSantos, my corrections officer, Officer Burnett, all of my division attorneys, and everybody else. Thank you all so much. To my judicial assistant, Stephanie Rahib, and my bailiff, Tony Davis. Could not ask for a better team. And you all already know that already. I tell you that all the time. The work we do is stressful, it's challenging. You come in every day, both of you, with smiles on your faces. There's not a day that goes by in chambers without a lot of laughs. Thank you both so much. I look forward to working together for many years. I've had the good fortune of having some great legal mentors in my career. Today I want to pause for a moment and recognize one of the all-time greats, and that's Bob Josephsburg. Bob, thank you for all your advice, for your friendship, your infinite words of wisdom, and for serving as a role model for me and so many more people. You are a true mensch. Now, for my family, I truly am so blessed. Danielle, you are by far the greatest person I've ever known. You truly do it all. You're an incredible wife, mom, veterinarian. You're beautiful inside and out in every way. Life has taken us from Miami to Gainesville to San Diego and back to Miami to raise our family. In 3 weeks, we'll be celebrating our 17-year wedding anniversary. But now as everybody knows, most people who know us already knew this, and now everybody here knows, I've loved you since elementary school. I couldn't do any of this without you. I love you so much. To my children, Layla and Austin, I love you both so much, and I am so proud of you. I pray that you have long, happy, healthy, safe lives. Find what you love to do, follow your dreams. I am so lucky to be your daddy. To my mom and dad, my parents, you gave all of us such wonderful lives, and you continue to give so much. It is because of the opportunities that you gave us that all of us are who we are and where we are. You instilled in us the values of hard work, education, strong ethics, and to always be proud of our Jewish roots. Thank you for everything. I hope I make you proud. And to my brothers and sisters, I love you all so much. I love that we all live close to each other. We get to raise our families together. You all are the best. Thank you for your constant love and support. It remains the greatest honor of my career to serve as a judge, and I am so grateful for this opportunity. Let's all pray for an end to the pandemic, for a great new year. I'll see you at the party. Thank you very much.
Judge Lody Jean.
Hello, everybody. So that all my children fun fact is very true. If you were raised in Haiti at 8 p.m. at night, you were glued to your television screen. For some reason, Haitian television would record it from earlier in the day and then replay it at night. As many of you know, I am Haitian American. I grew up in a country with a deep sense of honor and respect and come from, a hardworking family of immigrants with a very strong moral compass. I'm going to say that again. I come from a hardworking family of immigrants with a strong moral compass, and I've been blessed with positive role models and mentors my whole life, including Kathy Fernandez Rundle, who gave me my first job out of law school, and Miriam Soler, who was my mentor and supervisor when I was assigned to the Domestic Violence Division. My first mentor judge was Melvia Greene. I was her summer intern at the 3rd District Court of Appeal, and everybody knows she's a smart and classy lady. In 1989, Melvia Greene became the first Black woman to serve as a circuit judge in Miami, and also the first on the 3rd District Court of Appeal. She would always say, I may be the first, but I do not want to be the last. I myself became the first Haitian American woman to serve on the county court bench in Miami and the first Haitian on the circuit court. I could not have done this without the support of the greater Haitian American community, my extended family at the Haitian Lawyers Association and the Haitian Chamber of Commerce, and of course my family. I thank them for their unwavering support, and I can only hope that I make them proud. I've knocked on many doors trying to get to the circuit court, and 2 men helped me immensely along the way. Cruz, who's with us here today, and William Large, who's a fellow Haitian American, well-respected member of the legal community. He works out of Tallahassee, and he happens to be a friend of Mr. Nordby. I am mindful of the trailblazers in the Haitian community that came before me, especially to Judge Shearon, who was appointed by then Governor Jeb Bush and became the first Haitian American to serve. As I've said in the past, and I say here today, if I see further than others, it is because I stand on the shoulders of giants. When I was a younger practicing attorney, I appeared and tried many cases before these other fellow mentor judges, Orlando Prescott, Roberto Diaz, Peter Lopez, and the late, great Julio Jimenez. All of them helped shape the attorney I would become, and I learned so much from them: patience, preparation, humility, and above all, adherence to the rule of law. And when I was first appointed to the county court bench, I had the good fortune of having administrative judges in the civil division: Gina Beovides, Miriam Lair, Linda Singerstein. For their guidance in those early days, I will forever be grateful, and especially to Judge Stein, who has always been the steady hand of the county court civil division. And in those early days, many of us judges, we mentored each other. To Raul Cuervo, Luis Perez Medina, and Natalie Moore. I cherish those crazy early memories, but they're also precious memories. And when I was elevated to circuit courts, as you all have heard, most of us served here in the criminal division, and Judge Diramundo was my next door neighbor before she left me to go to family court. But in addition to Judges Safey and Wolfson, who have been so supportive of all of us, we have an amazing administrative team, and Marissa Tinkler-Mendez, Miguel De La O. They are both always available for advice, and Miguel De La O probably has every template under the sun. If you want to get it right, you go to Miguel. And I need to mention Richard Hirsch, who's also so very helpful. A good judge is a good judge, no matter what they look like. And I've been benefited to be surrounded by so many. And judges do talk. I know lawyers get scared when we say that. But we talk to each other because we want to get it right. We're always exchanging ideas, information, to make sure that we make the correct ruling. No one is perfect. No judge is perfect. But if I can acquire from those that I've listed the knowledge, experience, patience, humility, and adherence to the rule of law, I will be doing my job. And to help me keep organized is my wonderful staff, Humberto, my bailiff, and Lisette, my JA. I also need to acknowledge the hardworking court personnel in Division 15, Keisha, Sharna, DJ, Ilzy, and Manny. And lastly, I leave you with what Judge Bertie Soto always told us when we would go visit her and when we became new judges. She would say, "It's the best job in the world, don't mess it up." She would. I strive every day to discharge my duties faithfully. I am blessed and lucky to serve. When I was elevated on April 17th, 2020, the Daily Business Review wrote an article about it, and they asked me how I felt, and the first words that came to mind were, "I'm just pinching myself." I'm still pinching myself today. And may I never forget how special it is to serve. Thank you all so much for spending this day with me, my family, and loved ones. Thank you.
And last but not least is Judge Watson.
Thank you, future Chief Judge Emerita, Lucian Safey. All right, last but not least, with a last name beginning with W, I've come to love that phrase. So good afternoon. Thank you all for being here in person and virtually. The turnout is overwhelming, which I think is a tremendous sign of support, not just for all of us, but for our entire justice system. Now, in our justice system and in this courtroom, coming in second is not what people seek. So imagine being sixth. I realized when we organized this program that I was going to end up in the unenviable position of really being the only thing between you and a Friday afternoon happy hour. So I had an idea. I thought, why couldn't we think outside of the box and go in reverse alphabetical order? But then I took a look at the composition of this court, and I realized only 3 of us at most would be benefited by that. So I realized I likely would not be able to garner even a bare majority of the panel. The good part about that is now I share something with Chief Justice Roberts. So, in all seriousness, it's an honor and a pleasure to be, in any order, a part of this esteemed group. It's been a pleasure to organize this event. It's been a pleasure to serve with all of you, and I look forward to continuing to be friends and colleagues for many years to come. So, 2 years after being appointed, the real point of having an investiture is simply to thank people. So let me get started. I'll start with my mother, Carolyn, whom my brothers and I lost far too early. but whose influence will live forever. In her example of love, creativity, hard work, sacrifice, passion, determination, and practicality. I will forever be grateful for the care and love that only a mother can give. I thank my father Jim for his example of hard work and professionalism, and for the many good memories from childhood of YMCA father-son activities, camping, Dodgers games, and exploring the vast and amazingly beautiful American Southwest, exemplifying an adventurous spirit and a love of liberty. To my brother Eric, who jumped at the opportunity to be here the first time I mentioned this investiture. You are always so thoughtful and kind. And thank you in advance for dinner at Joe's tonight. I treasure our times together and all that we share. I am proud of the person you are and grateful for all you do to strengthen and maintain our bond. I am so fortunate you are my brother, and the girls are so fortunate that you are their father. Speaking of the girls, to my oldest niece, Alexandria, and the stars of the show last time, Sienna and Geneva, I know you couldn't make it from California this time because you're going to be the stars tonight and tomorrow night in your school holiday programs. But I thank you and appreciate all of your love, kindness, and humor. I love you so much, and I can't wait to spend the holidays with you. To my sister-in-law, Dr. Autumn Watson, and all of her family, thank you for always including me in your family adventures and for your generosity. To my other brother, Kevin, who really gets a kick out of calling me your honor, I thank you for being a great source of news, for your love and for your support. I love you and hope to see you sometime soon, even though you hate the Miami humidity and heat. To other family members, my cousins, Yvonne, David, Kathy, Brittany, and Rob, thank you for all of your love, care, and support. To many friends who are here in the courtroom today in the overflow courtrooms, watching online, or who will watch the recording in the future, both old friends and newer friends, each of you is so special and inspires me and encourages me in many different ways. I thank you for your friendship and for being here today. To my brothers and sisters at Trinity Cathedral, who are like family, I thank you for your grace, kindness, humor, and inspiration. And I incorporate by reference all my remarks from the first investiture. As to all of my friends and colleagues from Steele, Hector, and Davis, Holland and Knight, the U.S. Attorney's Office, and Cobra and Kim. I want to give one shout out to U.S. District Judge Darren Gales, who honored me last time by swearing me in, but whom I did not thank properly at the time because I was so overwhelmed by the entire experience. I'm grateful for your support and encouragement over the years and your example of service, judicial temperament, and dedication. Of course, I thank all of my judicial colleagues who are here today and those who could not make it. I don't have time to thank each of you individually, but you all provide so much support, guidance, the all-important coverage of the morning calendars, and even ideas on and tools for jury selection methods. Thank you, Miguel. At the risk of singling out another one of our judges, but as Jefferson Davis used to say, he is the new kid on the block, Justice John Curiel, who also was my colleague not once but twice, both at the U.S. Attorney's Office in Cobra and Kim. I'll always remember all of that pau de queijo we ate at all those law firms in Brazil. But more importantly, I appreciate your constant support of my interest in public service and your guidance and your example of dedication to public service, high standards, perseverance, and patience. To my J.A. Giselle, who's been there from the beginning in Coral Gables, thank you for all that you do. You are a real professional. You're great with interacting with all of the people we serve. And I know I'm not always the easiest person to work with, but I really appreciate all of your hard work. I want to thank all of my bailiffs, Avellino, Richard Rapino, who in addition to being a great bailiff, knows every little hole in the wall restaurant around here, and my current bailiff, Al. It's a pleasure to work with all of you, and I truly could not do my job without all that you do. Finally, to Kay, Yashika, Morellis, and Cheryl, all of the clerks, thank you for keeping me organized and on track. And last but not least, Jackie and Owen, thank you for all of your support and your efforts to keep me in this position of great trust and responsibility. Finally, like many gathered here today, years ago my ancestors left a small island miles away to seek freedom and opportunity in a new land. The island I'm referring to is, of course, Great Britain. Whether fighting in the Revolutionary War, the Civil War, World War I, World War II, I had the honor and privilege to actually know my great-grandfather, who was in the Marine Corps in World War I, my grandfather who served in the Navy in the Pacific and Europe in World War II, and risked their lives to support and defend this country and the Constitution of the United States, making it possible for me to take the oath I have today to also support and defend this remarkable document. So whether in your case the island was Great Britain or Haiti or Cuba or Madagascar or Japan, we all share that our ancestors worked for and passed along the American dream. I'm grateful to all of them and everyone who has provided support and encouragement along the way. With the blessings of your continued support and encouragement, I look forward to continuing to serve you and our community for many years to come. Thank you and God bless.
And ladies and gentlemen, I give you the big six. Alrighty, everyone please be seated. We are in the home stretch. To my judges, it is my pleasure to formally welcome you to the circuit bench. To Eunice, who's out there in the hallway, probably shriveled up in a ball in a corner somewhere. We did it. You are my colleagues and my friends, and I'm so grateful that you gave me this opportunity to share this day with you. Thank you so much for your generosity of spirit. Thank you for your teamwork and your selflessness. Thank you for giving me this honor and for sharing this special day with everyone here. I'm so proud of you, and as a citizen of this great county, I'm so grateful that you are all now serving us. To all of our guests, the judges ask you to join them at the reception at Bay 13 in the Gables. On behalf of the judges and staff of the 11th Judicial Circuit of Florida in and for Miami-Dade County, thank you so much for joining us here in the overflow rooms and in YouTube land. And for those of you actually that didn't know that, you can go look at this again afterwards. They're sort of in perpetuity going to be hanging out there on our YouTube channel, and I think it's a nice occasion to see what you might have missed. Some of the fun stuff. Watson is the caboose. Not a bad job, Watson. Very, very well done. Ended strong. And with that, ladies and gentlemen, court is adjourned. What? No receiving line. I just said need you at base 6. You don't think so? Just go. You guys got to go out. Yeah, they got to go outside. Thank you. Take them off. Yeah, you guys got to go. You don't want to
you.